managing a real estate company, managing people. But with whatever has happened, they've said, we are not stopping. It's my honor to call them upstage for this fireside conversation. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's welcome Dr. Emmanuel Abikoye, Chief Coach of Lagos. Please put your hands together as he joins me on stage. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Very energetic, very passionate. If you're on Chief Coach status, you see him on site every day, Monday to Sunday. He's always on site. A hard worker. He never sleeps, never relents. We can go on and on. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the one and only man that his name brings a lot of aspiration.
Yes,
let's welcome Dr. Anthony Aspire. Kolawole. I aspire to be like you in future, sir.
Please
thank you so much.
We
celebrate you. Thank you so much for joining us.
The next president of Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Okay, let's go 2020 words. Under which political party?
Jesus political party.
All right, and ladies and gentlemen, please let's welcome my very own Honorable Gbenga Adeleke. Please put your hands together.
Please, let's celebrate the Honorable.
Thank you so much.
The incoming governor.
Thank you. Of where? Of Lagos State or where?
Of the state. I don't know the state yet.
All right, thank you so much.
Oh, please, Kwara State.
What
the
state?
Incoming governor of Kwara State.
Kwara State. Okay, so once again, let's put our hands together for incoming governor of Kwara State. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right, at this point, I leave my wonderful Riyah.
I wish you all the best in life. Thank you.
You are sending me away from this stage.
Please, bye.
Really? Okay.
All right.
That is where women have power. At this point, as a man, let me go home in peace.
All right. Okay. So we'll quickly begin this, fireside conversation. The BRG story is one that, and I'll be starting with you, Dr. Aspire. The BRG story is one that has stood the test of time. But I want to start from the nitty-gritty. For you, how did you start the whole Billionaire Realtors Group? And did you ever think it was going to get to the point that it has gotten to? Okay. Can you hear me now? Okay. So we want to talk about the BRG story and the fact that it's not just about you people, it's about others. For you, how did you start the company? And did you ever envision that the company was going to get to where it got to?
Okay. BRG.
Rise by lifting others.
So, actually, BRG, we did not just start saying because we want to make money. First, there was hunger to better ourselves. So that hunger is what leads us to what we are doing today. If it is for the money, we will not be in the business anymore. We would have not even been together. We've been together for over 20 years. Before BRG, we've been doing other businesses before. We make sure that we carry ourselves along. If I see any business opportunity, I'll say, yeah, this is where that we can go now. We'll go there. The business of telecommunication, business of internet marketing. He likes online. He too likes online. So the two of them, they've been people of online. So me, I love networking.
Yeah.
So anywhere we see one business or the other, we bring ourselves in. So we've been doing that until 2015. So before 2015, we've also known real estate. But in 2015, before 2015, that is 2014, he said he want to go and become a developer. So I said, this is not the time for that now. Let's go into the marketing field first. Let's do marketing of real estate before we say what to do being a developer. So that is how we now come together. We now started BRG and look at where we are today. So,
amazing. Please, let's put our hands together for that. But let me come to you, Honorable Gbenga. Chief Coach, I'm coming to you with a very loaded question. But Honorable Gbenga, 10 years BRG has stood the test of time. I mean, we've seen so many real estate companies that have started. If there's anything I know about BRG, if there's anything, I think the mic space, but if there's anything I know about BRG is the fact that you guys are true to your word. There's credibility in the brand. But for 10 years, what would you say has been some of the challenges, and how have you been able to manage it to get to where it is today that we are celebrating 10 years?
Okay, thank you so much. If we start talking about challenges, I don't think we will leave here today. But one of the challenges, or the few challenges we had while we were growing the brand, I would say human management. Because for you will agree with me that one of the most difficult things on earth is how to manage human being.
Exactly.
So, and if you're able to manage people well, you are able to communicate, you're able to work with people well, you will get the best out of people. So with this, I would say when we were building, especially when we're growing beyond our own expectations, these are the things that we encounter. And I will also say relationship with people. At a point, why the BRG brand was becoming so big, we encountered some challenges, most especially with some developers, in the industry, because we have a vision, and the vision is very big to the extent that even it's far more bigger than we ourselves. That we needed a lot of people to come around to help us push the brand, the vision we have for the brand. Some of them could not see it at that point in time. But when we started growing it, that's why the fact that it was a bit difficult for us to grow the brand, we pushed with all what we could, and with the help of, I would say today, I've seen so many people that, when we started the business together, that you can't talk about BRG today without mentioning some of their names. There are people that when we were building the brand, when we were growing the brand, they were also with us. They were fighting it out with us to make sure that BRG gets to that greater heights that it ought to be today. And I think at some point as well, I would say mentorship, in the sense that when you are growing a brand, if you don't improve yourself and you allow the brand to be more bigger than you, it's going to become a big problem to you. And at that point in time, we discovered that we need mentors that could actually put us through a lot of things that even ourselves don't understand at every point in time. You can't have 3 people together that you won't have misunderstanding. It's impossible. You have misunderstanding. But one thing about you guys is never take it beyond limits, or don't cross the line per se. So that is where you need mentor. You need somebody that can call you guys to that can talk to you, and you people listening. So, and before you have a mentor, it must be somebody that you know that this person will call me, and I dare not answer him, or I dare not respect him. You understand? So that's why we have people like Pastor Riyah Abdul.
I was just about to say that. So please, let's put our hands together for Pastor Nee as well. He's been a fantastic mentor. But I love the fact that you mentioned human management. It shows how real, you all are. But Chief Coach, I'll come to you with this. BRG keeps expanding, and oftentimes it's either the BRG is in Kenya, it's either they're in Morocco. You keep expanding, and now we're seeing Arise Africa. We're seeing that this is the first one. We're hoping to go to other African countries. What is the dream for Arise Africa and BRG as well? What are we trying to gain by connecting ourselves with other African countries?
All right, thank you so much. Um, you know, BRG, just like we've been saying since morning in these conversations, we are we are very big on trainings. We are very big on empowerment. We're very big on raising leaders and building entrepreneurs. And for the last 10 decades, this is what we've been doing. Just like my partner Tony have said, 2015, when we ventured into the journey of real estate, we came in. We are very hungry, and that hunger happens to be a gift that for us,
because it's make us always want to achieve what we want to achieve. Like it keeps driving us to achieve greatness. And starting BRG with that passion as well, we're able to like build a lot of retailers, empower a lot of people to become a better versions of themselves. And looking into the next 10 years for us is to take it outside of what we've done in Nigeria, to expand our scope outside Nigeria to other African countries, because the Africans that we all need, we need to build it ourselves. No one is coming to build it for us. It's our responsibilities to identify talent. It's our responsibility to identify capacity. It's our responsibility to identify the human resources, and see how we can build on it by innovating, by coming up with new ideas. So the scope for us the next 10 years, and which is why we came up with the name Arise Africa, is to move away from the Nigerian market and take it globally, starting with the African countries. So that's why Arise Africa is best.
Please, let's put our hands together for that, the vision behind Arise Africa. But Dr. Tony, I'll come to you here. For 10 years, what would you say has been the biggest achievement of the BRG? I know there's a whole lot, because year in, year out, BRG is always doing something groundbreaking. But for 10 years, if you could look back, what would you say was the biggest achievement for the BRG?
Okay. There's a word that says that as a leader, when you look at your back and you not see anyone that are successful at your back, that means you are not a good leader. So for we in BRG, the three of us, that is what is our biggest achievement. The biggest achievement is seeing other people's grow, seeing other people's becoming their dream. That is what we wake up every day to do.
Please, let's put our hands together. Thank you.
So that's why you see us, we do a lot of trainings. And those trainings, we don't even collect money for them. Free training. People who come to our training will spend several millions organizing those trainings. And they will be asking that, how are you guys doing this? So that is the joy for us. So that is the biggest achievement. Our people at the BRG, our biggest achievement. Not the houses, not what we have done. We've done several houses. For our development company, we've done a lot of houses. But who are the people living in those houses? Is it not people?
Yeah.
So people are our greatest achievement.
All right, please, let's put our hands together for this. Honorable Gbenga, I'll come to you with this particular question. What do you think is the future of African real estate? We've seen how African real estate is really growing. I mean, we had someone from Kenya actually talk to us about the housing in Kenya. But for the whole of Africa, and with what Arise Africa is doing, what do you think is the future of African real estate?
Okay, thank you so much. A lot of speakers have actually made mention of all of these things that I want to mention. I would say development-driven real estate infrastructure, whereby where the real estate sector is going presently, you can deny the fact that infrastructure is very, very important. And if we could practice what they are actually practicing in the Western world here in Nigeria, most especially in Dubai, when we travel to Dubai, there are some rural areas that the government must have, channeled their effort towards to do infrastructure. So with this, it's going to help a lot. And I also say data and infrastructure, data infrastructure, we also assist, just like Dr. Gbenga said. And we actually need to invest massively in that. That is where the future is. Future is ahead of us already. We are in the future. We need to invest heavily in the data so that we can as well lay our hands on all of this as at when due, as at every point in time. For somebody who wants to invest in property in Nigeria, it should be more easier for them to go to internet, search through, know the location they want to invest in, what's happening there, what's the history behind some certain properties, and thereabout for them to to invest their added money in that particular area.
All right, amazing. Please let's put our hands together. Before we wrap this up quickly, Chief Coach, I'm going to ask you two questions. And the first one is kind of a question that people always say, three brothers together. Do you ever have arguments? How are you able, because different ideologies, Honorable Gbenga may have one ideology, Dr. Tony has one ideology, you have one ideology. How are you able to put all those ideologies together to actually come back with the best without any sort of conflict? And just after you answer that, I also want you to tell me what the government can do to make real estate better for Nigerians, because we also know that we have a housing deficit in Nigeria. I mean, I do the morning show on TVC, and oftentimes we keep speaking about the fact that a lot of Nigerians still don't have houses to live in. So just help me with these two questions. But the first one is actually very important because people actually want to know.
All right, thank you. Yeah, to your first questions, of course, we do have a misunderstanding.
And who brings up the misunderstanding? Who is the difficult one?
We do have a misunderstanding anyway, and then we've always find ways to resolve them. We are three different people doing businesses together, and over the years, of course, there will be misunderstanding. We are all right in our opinions, so it's just to now look at the three opinions and see the one that's work well for the organizations. Then we stick to it. So we've always learned not to go to sleep with our grievances, and when we have misunderstanding, we make sure that we settle it. And Tony more especially, he's the one that doesn't like to keep any malice. If anything happens, even though if it's the wrong, is the one that is wrong, he will find a way to.
Please, let's put our hands together.
Yeah. So, but we've always find a way to work around our misunderstandings. Then, secondly, to your second question, how could the government help in reducing housing deficit? The real estate market has different market players. We have the regulators, which is the government. You're talking about the developers, the brokers, the BRG, the mortgage houses, which is the financier. We have the professionals. Everybody, we have a role to play in making sure that we help in reducing the housing deficit. But more of the responsibility lies on the regulators, on the government, because they have to. A lot of our speakers have come up stage to even talk about bureaucracy in title perfections, not only in Nigeria, but in Kenya, Uganda. All of these things happens everywhere. So if the government can come up with policies to make sure that these processes are seamless, it's going to go a long way. And also, just like Honorable Gbenga has said, infrastructure is very key to housing development. If there are infrastructures, developers who are also part of the key players will be able to venture into areas that are livable, but there are no infrastructure currently. But if infrastructures are provided, they'll be able to go into this area to build houses that people will be able to live in. And a lot has to do with the government in terms of title perfections, getting building approvals, and a lot of these things.
All right.
Talked about
I wish we could go on this particular conversation, but I just want to say well done to each and every one of you. And where are we going next with Arise Africa? Do you want to just give us a teaser? Which country are we going next?
No, we're not letting the cat out of the bag yet.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
so fingers crossed. All right, so we're going to do something very special for them because these are our co-founders. But before we do that, it's an honor that I got to have this conversation with you. And like I said earlier on, I'll say it on every stage I get to. I'm very grateful to the three of you. My life has been better because of the BRG, and the opportunities you've given me are things that I'll never forget in my life. So I'm very, very grateful. And when I get to CNN, I would definitely mention the BRG.
Do you tell them that you're from Ghana?
Yes, I'm Ghanaian. they saw me. The first stage I stood on, it was BRG that gave me that stage to stand on. And I say it everywhere. For anybody that asks me, I'll always say it. So God bless you all so much. So we're going to do something for them. They're going to sit down and we're all going to rise and just clap for them. These men have been the pioneers of real estate in Nigeria. They have been very passionate.
Please let us
they
all
have
be
carried people
upstanding.
along with them.
Let us all be
They have
upstanding.
carried people along with them. Let's not forget that. They keep saying they rise by lifting others. So let's give them the accolade they duly deserve. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much.